As promised, we have our weekly trends segment with Wahiga Maura. If you can join us to take us through what's making headlines on social media. Who's Wahiga? Call him Hussein.
You want to call him Hussein?
Yep.
Yeah. Hussein is in your lips.
Is Hussein already interrupting you?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Well, always good to be back with the day's trends. And I must say that a bit later on, I'll be telling you about what's trending in America.
Okay.
But for now, let's take a look at what's trending locally. The hashtag recall your member of parliament has been trending the whole day. And it was started by an institute called the Official Katiba Institution. And they were moving to court to seek to remove certain conditions in the Elections Act, which made it very difficult to actually recall your MP. For example, did you know that there are certain parts of an MP's term where you cannot recall your MP? In addition, there are large sums of money that you need to deposit to be able to do so, about 500,000. So basically, Kenyans went on Twitter to talk about this, 1.9 million interactions on the same. If we can switch to the next page, I'll just show you where Kenyans were talking. 93% in Kenya, 2% in the USA, and 2% in Great Britain.
Right.
The first page is some of the information that was being shared online in terms of the 3 ways Parliament has made it more difficult to recall your member of Parliament. Of course, Kenyans on Twitter went online very unhappy with this news. Of course, it's not new news for anyone who's been following it up, but I think Kenyans were reminded of the challenges one would face in actually doing so, and this is what they had to say. First things first, Kim said, 1 year to election. Why waste your money? Wait for 2017 and elect a new member of parliament if you're dissatisfied. We have Gio Rioton, who said, if parliament was a WhatsApp group, my MP would already have been removed. Since he says nothing there, I don't want to, I didn't ask him who's your MP. We're going to leave that there. King Orimbodia says, if an MP's job description is dancing in public rallies, he should be recalled. So, of course, Kenyans on Twitter making a bit of noise about that. Abubakar Dayak saying, the recall your MP clause in the Constitution is hard to apply. It is like the corruption fight in Kenya. No one is ever convicted. And so, of course, there was a lot more feedback on that. Those are some of the tweets we picked up. But basically, what Kenyans need to know is that they have up until August to institute the process of recalling their MP, because from August of 2016 till August of 2017, that period is locked, and you will not be able to recall your member of parliament. And that's the reason why Kenyans went online to talk a bit about that.
Right.
Now, the name Nelson Marwa has been in the media and on social media as well over the last couple of days. People have been talking about the tough-talking regional commander of the Coast region. He's been in the headlines with the Malindi by-election. He's been in the headlines as well with what Joe has been going through at the moment. 762,000 interactions regarding Nelson Marwa. People talking about him as far away as the USA and the UAE. You can see that on our map coming up. These are some of the statistics that we've picked up, possibly Kenyans trying to figure out more about it. And this is what Kenyans want to say about this man, Nelson Marwa. Love him or hate him, he's always in the news, and you have to have an opinion on him. And Nelson, this is Global Goal, says Nelson Marwa is the only competent CC of the UK administration. Of course, that's his view. Stop this mob lynching and admonition. He deserves a promotion. He was recently promoted, but this gentleman thinks Nelson should get another promotion. Faisal Abdul saying, tough talking Nelson Marwa wields a lot of power, always has the last word. Garang Zalendo says, Nelson is a typical colonial administrator. It's high time we do away with this illegal, unconstitutional provincial administration. And finally, lawyer, advocate Donald Kipkorir. I'm a firm believer of benevolent dictatorship by the president, but I've never supported excess power by people like Nelson Marwa.
Be careful, he's gonna get you.
Okay, so you leave it at that. All right, well, we move on now, and Project X has been a big story over the last couple of days. And now the hashtag I Stand with the Color Fest was trending over the last couple of days. Let me explain to you what the Color Fest is. It's a big party that was meant to take place in Eldoret, but it was cancelled, and a few young people were arrested because of the whole hullabaloo of a Project X. And young people went online to talk about it and ask, are young people not allowed to have parties anymore because of the Project X hype? And the media has been roped in as well. Let me just show you a bit about what people were saying in regards to this on social media. These are some of the pictures that should be coming up on your screen shortly. We can go straight into the comments that people were making. The first one here, what is the gauge in which is being used to gauge morality? why can't young people not have organized fun if they have done it well and if it's not done in a clandestine manner? So this party was to take place in the daytime, and young people complaining, why cancel our party? We have Kinga saying, just because it's youth doesn't mean it's a Project X party.
Okay.
So a lot of complaint there, and you can see some of the pictures just showing young people asking, why did this have to happen? Why does every party have to be branded Project X? Other pictures as well, just showing you some young people there. And Caroline Mutoko, in a tweet, which can just have on the screen, says, let me go on record as stating that I know exactly what Holi, which is the reason behind this party, is. It's a Hindu religious festival. It's a festival of color, and the young people are coming to celebrate color, and she's asking what's wrong with it.
Right.
And an interesting one which I want your feedback on here, the last tweet talks about the government and the media. And I want to ask you, Hussein and Janet, the media's role in Project X and any other parties. Do you feel that the media has gone too far in our coverage of such events being held by young people?
Well, Janet will answer that. She's younger, and you're younger.
Yep, the youth. You know, it's one of those subjects that couldn't be ignored. It came to the light. People know that these parties have been going on in a clandestine manner, like you said, Wahiga.
Yes.
The fact that it came to light, let's just not forget the fact that, and this is going to sound a bit harsh, sometimes we come across as pretending, in a way, to be...
hypocritical.
It's a bit hypocritical. We're a society that kind of likes to keep things under rug swept. This has brought things to the fore, but it doesn't mean that there shouldn't be concerns over some of the things that happen at these parties. Has the media gone overboard? No, we're just talking about it like we're supposed to.
Because
but yeah, there's so many angles to this whole issue.
I guess the big challenge is right now every party held by or for young people is now being called a Project X.
Yeah.
And some young people were then complaining that they have a big issue.
Which is unfortunate. Unfortunate, I think.
That's right. That's right. We're talking about issues, and one hashtag that was trending today was I have issues with Kenyans who. This one, Hussein actually pointed out to me, I don't know if he had a personal issue with something that Kenyans do. 1.2 million people talking about it. Let's get straight into what people were saying here. Miss Atieno saying, I have issues with people who post pictures of them feeding the poor all over social media and TV. And I could just get a quick comment, this time from Hussein. We've seen a lot of benevolent projects that make their way to the media, but someone is saying, if you're helping someone, why go and talk about it on TV?
You're asking me that question?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it depends with your, I mean, what did you want to get, or your agenda at the end of the day? Maybe they want to rally support behind what they're trying to do. I mean, Wahiga, that question has always been there. Some people do it, you know, to rub it in that I've done this and people should know. Some people, like me, believe that if you do these things, it's between you and your God, so you don't need to talk about it. But again, like Janet said, some people, all right, it depends. Me and Janet.
We'll move on quickly. Other pictures people are posting, they have issues with people who take photos like this. Similar almost. I'm not gonna comment about that. I think the picture speaks for itself. Kayeli saying, I have issues with Kenyans who travel to the States, then come back with fake accents claiming they cannot remember Swahili, but Mutura wanakula zote. I get no comment on the
Janet from South Africa.
Right. Somebody else saying we have issues with Kenyans who pretend that they can speak great English, but then speak broken English. Man kills himself and runs away. I think I can understand what they're trying to say there. Goes away, but that actually ended. Of course, issues with pretending to help, but you don't actually help. You have a picture of some men trying to pull a truck. Very quickly, I'll take you through some TBTs that were trending on social media. Some were posted by Senator Kipchumba Murkomen, others on other posts as well. The first one that you see on your screen is John Mark, Raymond, and Gideon Moi together with Uhuru Kenyatta. But before that, of course, we also have Deputy President William Ruto. This one was actually viral quite a bit today. That is a major throwback. I don't know if you can just...
That's the camera on his shoulder, isn't it?
Pause on that classic picture there, Hussein Janet, evangelist. William Ruto, now you know him by another name, of course, and Kenyans really went online to talk lots about that. My final one, when I say the word Donald Trump, this one's to Janet, what comes to mind?
Oh, I probably can't say it on air.
all right, there we go. One last one, John Mark, Raymond, and Gideon Moi together with Uhuru Kenyatta. My mind is actually racing ahead to the last video, and I want to ask, when you say the word Donald Trump, what comes to mind?
Nothing.
I want to be politically correct.
That's it. We want to be...
we'd rather just...
Let's just run it.
I have to do it myself. I know it's not...
Whoa.
Yeah. So there I was, Hussein Janet asking Donald Trump, he's talking about making America great, but these are some of the scenes from his...
And there was, I mean, a lot of people were talking about this, and funny enough on Twitter, I remember I could see Kenyans saying, I mean, joking around this and saying, you know, there's also poll violence in America.
Oh my goodness. On the lighter side, yeah, obviously a lot of darker underlying issues in that entire campaign. But we'll be politically correct.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. That's all we had for today's trends, the hashtag, the big question, and the big trends. And of course, you can send Janet, Hussein, or I anything that you have in regards of interesting things that we could talk about on next week's trends as well. But that's it for today.
Thank you.
Mahiga, thank you so much. We'll do this next week. God willing, we take a look at your feedback now, and we'll start on 22422. Somebody says here, okay, we'll start with Twitter then. Jen Munya, we need to get out of our comfort zones and change our country. Can see very well.
I think I'll help Hussein with these.
Josiah Kipchoge, the problem is Kenya's go for political bigwigs. Now it's about Jubilee or court.
Canon J says, that's a brilliant idea, but he might not be able to penetrate a highly ethnicized Kenyan society. Chitai Mabula says, our generation can overcome cynicism and embrace a new vision based on nationalism.
Ule boy Jones Day. Okay. The conversation has to move towards who is best for the job, not trying to represent all the regions or tribes. Right, on 22422 we have Joyce in Trapper. I am all for the third way movement. This is an answer to the prayer to see an alternative whose members are not tainted with all the scams that have dogged this country. Then we have John, didn't say where he's texting from. The interviewee, meaning Okot, has merely repeated the usual lamentations. He has not at all answered your question. What one particular thing he will do differently? Well, thank you for your feedback on 22422 on Twitter. The hashtag The Big Question. Keep talking about it. Thank you for watching The Big Question. I'm Hussein Mohammed. Have a good night.
I think you need reading classes, by the way. I'm Janet Wogwandisha. Thank you for watching and good night.